kind of pairings are we seeing then for round 2?
We're still seeing mostly the top grandmasters against FMs, IMs. There are a couple of grandmaster versus grandmaster clashes sneaking in there towards the middle phase, the middle seeds. But let's stick with Magnus for now. He's promised to play some interesting openings.
Yeah.
He often rolls the dice. It's something he's famous for on Title Tuesday. This one is more solid. This is a hedgehog setup for black. And that's characterized by the fact that black's pawns are mostly still on the 6th rank. It's a hedgehog. You curl up into a ball. Often it's a bit prickly if your opponent steps too far forward. They could find their hands getting bitten. But yeah, for Magnus, this is, I'm going to say, one of his A-list openings, showing how much he wants it. Early days, though, of course.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. I'm just keeping an eye on Hikaru's game, and Hikaru's done a pretty similar opening, and he's also done this weird queen maneuver. You can see Magnus's queen is sort of heading to the left-hand side, and Hikaru's put his queen on the left-hand side. The computer really doesn't like Magnus's position here. It loves having that extra space. So white, so far, doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, and Magnus has taken some bad beats in this type of position. He lost a very famous game in Qatar. I call it Watchgate, where there was some drama about his opponent wearing a watch, but it was in a very similar opening. And yeah, look at this. The black piece is having to go back now. There's one weak pawn that could be grabbed. Simon, do you think it's worth saving the bishop, or should his opponent get greedy? He answers there for us.
Yeah, he moved the bishop back. I mean, you've got to take risks against Magnus in order to win, but that was quite a hot pawn. The dark square bishop, a very important piece there. And we see Pavlov there in his dark room in front of his computer on his own and thinking hard about his next moves. And that pawn pushing on. I like the way he's using Harry the H pawn.
Oh, yes.
Come on, Harry. He's moving up the board with ideas.
I forgot to mention that in the introduction of you. The father of Harry the H pawn, of course, Ginger GM Simon Williams.
Yes, I didn't actually call my son Harry, but like it is my adopted son is Harry the H pawn, and you can see it's being pushed up the board. And I think Magnus wants to try and use that pawn to get some pieces behind to get the knights back onto some good squares.
Yeah, ultimately, if the other black knight can jump forward and hit the white queen safely, that white queen might be running out of squares, might find itself trapped. Of course, that can't happen now. The black knight would be hit on the g5 square, but ultimately, yeah, Magnus, he's just waiting, going to bide his time. He's going to strike at some point with one of these pawns, and when that happens, he's going to unleash the beasts, the heavy pieces on the long diagonals.
Very tense position, though, still. I mean, there's a lot to play for, and both players have spent 2 minutes. And this is where you've got to keep much more of an eye on your time, because as Eric, what happened to him? He lost on time. And will Magnus now try moving that knight again? I don't know. He's got to break at some point, I feel here, David.
Yeah, and maybe now is the moment. We see the eval bar suddenly switch, much better for Magnus Carlsen. He plays one of the best moves, apparently, by breaking out in the center, and suddenly the black pieces are really coming to life. The rooks on the open files, the queen, the bishops, they're all staring down the board now.
Oh, and look at the evaluation bar. The bishop comes in, and it
Move
is
and
pinning.
Not hear the voice. Remember, Magnus streaming, and very happily so. He's winning the exchange by force. That was the whole reason for the eval bar switching. And Simon, hard to resist now.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they called it the hedgehog. It's very prickly. It curls up into a ball, and if you touch it, you might get hurt. And at some point, the hedgehog can jump into life, and his prickles, is that a word? I don't know, it is now.
I like
his prickles come out and they attack. And Magnus's prickles have come out. And I better be careful I just say prickles. Okay, on.
Prickly
over
guy.
to you, David.
Yeah,
Magnus's prickles, it's a new word.
Exactly. Prickles is the key. And right now, okay, I was going to say he needs to take one of the rooks. He does. So Magnus with a material advantage. And there we go. Cynical. Getting the queens off. That should destroy the last of his opponent's hopes to make a comeback in this game.
Yeah, it's a very nice move. When you're material up, it's a good idea. And Magnus, let's remember now, has the extra rook effectively, and they're both on nice open lines. You want to swap material off. You take away a lot of your opponent's chances, and you just try to simplify the position. So the only way Magnus will not win this game is by doing quite a huge blunder, and we rarely see that with Magnus.
Looking very composed.
He is. I know You guys are watching from all over the world, and of course, Title Tuesday happening on these Tuesdays for people in, I don't know, LA, US. It's going to be early morning. Maybe you're watching us with your morning coffee on the east side. Maybe it's lunch break at work. In Europe, of course, maybe after work with your colleagues, and in Asia and India. Well, it's late night. It's prime time for you guys. But wherever you are watching this from, please join us and chat. Let us know how you are following Title Tuesday. We hope this will become a regular thing for you guys to join us following and watching Title Tuesday, the best players in the world, every single Tuesday fighting for Tuesday glory, but also fighting to qualify for the Esports World Cup. This is the Premier League of chess, and Magnus Carlsen has gotten off to a good start. Massively better on the bar.
Yeah, massively better. There's multiple reasons. It's not just a material advantage. It's also the fact that black has a real sniper of a bishop. Oh, look at that. Crunch. Giving up material that was going to be adding on to that pin there. Magnus takes the win, leaves his desk. Still had 2.5 minutes, half his time left when that game ended.